It's Week 14 of the NFL. And we'll see the dynamic Michael Penix Jr. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Falcons and the Raiders under the lights on Sunday night.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Falcons team as they enter play. They've been playing well, really well. Winners of 5 of their last 7, but losers last time out. On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
Throwing, Jones. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. You talk about this Falcon defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Now Jones. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders' first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Back to throw. Jones escaping the pressure right. And oh, he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. On 1st and 10, it's Charbonnet. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. The numbers for him from a week ago. 20 carries, 87 yards.
And their success running the ball in the previous game has to give them a lot of confidence, but they also understand going against a top 5 rush defense means you have to have a lot of offense in your game plan. Misdirection, counters, power game, maybe even some quarterback run to take the heat off of the running back.
And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Man open, here is Jones. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Joey Sly on for the extra point. And that makes it 7-zip Vegas.
So this drive spans 7 plays, and it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they'll be let out by their left-handed quarterback.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally. Kept the ball clean and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The numbers in last week's bowl game for Robinson: 16 carries, 65 yards.
And a rushing title's definitely within sight, so the excitement on the offensive side of the football, I mean, they're bouncing off the walls wanting to get out there. But they also understand that they're going to face some really stacked defenses down the stretch because they don't want it to happen at their expense.
Here is 3rd and 5.
Now 3rd and 5.
To the air, Penix.
And he fires one, but incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there.
Jones now throwing to start the drive.
That one complete to his receiver, Jennings.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
And from the gun, here's a handoff to Charbonnet.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
That is caught. He's got the first down and more.
And finally taken down at the 15.
It's a big play there for Vegas.
49 yards. On first down, he'll drop to throw.
Open man right side, Myers.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
Here's 2nd and 7. On the give, here's Charbonnet.
Look at the spin. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. So it's 3rd and goal, and now the question, can this Falcon defense stand tall once more?
Charbonnet diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they've played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Slide for the PAT.
And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Falcons offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. And here we are in the month of December with his name sitting atop the leaders in rushing yards as the season nears its end. Strong finish here in the final stretch of games could earn him the crown. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Penix. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Penix working out of the gun here. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Pulled in at the 24. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Jones. That's into the hands of his tight end Bowers. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Back to throw now on 1st down. Open man is Myers. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. Looking to throw. Jones. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Raiders with the football here to begin quarter number 2. 2nd and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. To throw again on 2nd down. Jones, and his throw is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And this throw will be intercepted. And the Falcons are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. And this will be a Falcons first down as they'll take this up to the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Penix. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Now a give running left to Jefferson. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 18. And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. They'll begin here with a run with Charbonnet. Fighting his way through contact. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. There's Charbonnet once again.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. And now a handoff to Charbonnet.
A very tough run, but for a pretty short gain out near the 32. Now on 2nd and 16. Jones. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll get the tight end Bowers involved there.
A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
Operating from the gun, Penix.
And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
2nd and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
That's complete to his running back, Jefferson.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Looking to throw, Penix.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown.
Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble away their chances here a little bit. We've got a 3-score ball game now here in the first half.
And the last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team with what are avoidable turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them by giving them extra opportunities.
Sly on for the extra point.
And it is now 21-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field.
And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but well, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you
Now
just
you
called
can
it.
go.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think
did.
you did. But let's face it. You mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that they've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Here's Penix. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
first and 10, it's Robinson.
And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And looking to throw, Penix.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. First target, first catch, and a first down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They'll throw with Penix.
And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. 2nd and 3. They'll set up the screen to Jefferson.
Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Again, he'll drop to throw.
He's got his running back out of the backfield.
And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
To throw again is Penix. Here's a screen for Robinson.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw again. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown.
Michael Penix.
A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Falcons are on the board here in the final minute of the first half.
Koo able to connect on the extra point. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. A 10-play drive that time. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Raider offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with a 21-7 lead already in their hip pocket, probably not a time to get too creative or inventive here. We'll see.
Completes it to Jennings. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. That's caught by Jennings. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throwing Jones.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum. The other side is starting to gain.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Now Jones. Over the middle, he's got Myers. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 2nd down. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This is a 26-yard attempt.
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first,
Time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where you see the final score there. Jaden Reed, a touchdown catch in the victory. From there, we'll head down to the Big Easy. Check on the Saints at home at the Superdome. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. 42 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Back to Robinson now on first down. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
To the air, Penix. And complete to Drake London. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. He'll look to throw. Looking deep here for Mooney. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 25-yard line.
17 yards. That's another.
Throwing again, Penix. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 23 yards, the final tally.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Another shot from the 1 on second and goal. Robinson is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. This Raider defense not giving in. They'll try to hold once more on third and goal. They'll try and throw. Here's Penix. And it's caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
Oh, my, that's a heck of a tackle right there on third down because they had to swing it out to the back and hope that he could make a play. But let's face it, in order for him to be there and be in that position, And
he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Bijan Robinson with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead down to 10, 14. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Second down in the yard. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 4 there, and it's third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Here's Jones from the gun on third down. He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 36. Back to throw. Jones. Short throw caught by Bowers. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Second down and 6 now. Out of the gun, a give to Charbonnet. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is third down. Off play action. Jones. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. And he missed it. It's no good. And the lead will hold at 10.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
They'll start out on the ground with Jefferson. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Now Penix. And he rifles one incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Now you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
On third down, Penix from the gun. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Penix to the air once more. And his pass incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the fourth. Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. And looking to throw, Penix. That one deep for London. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Drake London, 34 yards. And the Falcons have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. And we may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Koo able to connect on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. A CD after this game, there will be 4 weeks left in the regular season. So this is far from the final version of what we'll see come January, more of a first draft, if you will, as all these teams fight for a better position.
And you pointed it out so accurately there, Brandon. After this game, 4 weeks left in the regular season, and then the playoffs officially begin. But for some teams, trying to fight to make it to the playoffs, they're actually in a playoff push right now.
Again, it's Charbonnet. And some room to maneuver. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Jones. Hauled in left side here by Jennings. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Finding space at the 40. And all the way up to the 46. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. That will set them back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
And he was able to shed one tackle, but could not get away from there.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons are right back in this football game.
So, my goodness, I would have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
Atlanta regains possession of the football. A golden opportunity for them now following the interception. They need to try to at least get 3. Obviously, a touchdown puts them in a much more secure position. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Robinson up the middle.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
61 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches.
And Robinson will not get there. Great defense at the point of attack, going to stop him short of the 1st.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the 1st down, close it out.
And his big night continues on that last run. The yardage there going to move him over 100 yards now for the ball game.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
They'll run here with Jefferson.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run.
And the Falcons have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
So that drive spanned 5 plays and a 9-yard run on the end of it.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
And now here come the Raiders.
And the pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
Second and 2 now. The penalty leaves them in pretty good shape.
Now run by Charbonnet.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Off play action. Jones.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Looking to throw. Jones. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw. Jones. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete.
And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 26. Jones. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Bowers. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Brock Bowers, 26 yards. And the Raiders answered back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth-quarter lead. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Falcons offense and running back Bijan Robinson set to take over once more. And as we take a look at some of the highlights, we see just how impactful he's been. He and his quarterback have such a great chemistry together, and it's been on full display throughout the contest. This is 1st and 10. Back to throw. Sets up the screen to Robinson. And he is going to lose yardage here.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Keon White in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I don't know if you need the big shot right there or not, because you've still got time to work some of the shorter stuff and try to get into field goal range. They did go for the big one there. It would have been nice, but it winds up incomplete.
Here we go. This is 4th down. On the bootleg, it's Penix. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. We got to have two hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. And they'll run on 3rd down with Charbonnet. And he's going to have a Raider 1st down. And that should be the one that finishes the script here. It's a pickup of 5, and that should just about wrap this one up. You can really tell right now both sides have amped up the aggressiveness. That time the offense winning the aggression battle.
And the defense was obviously aiming for the football, maybe a little bit more so than the runner himself, and that's why he was able to break through and get the gain that he did.
What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.
So for the Raiders, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, it's a loss that could have implications on the playoff race as they fall to 9-4, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.